in just a little bit. At the top of the hour, we are going to get into some Michigan, Ohio State. I saw something this morning, Braylon, that
I don't want to hear it.
Really just kind of talks about the separation. But now, rewriting Detroit sports history.
Yeah.
Saw this last night. It was a Woodward Sports Twitter poll, and here was the question. If you could rewrite Detroit sports history, what would it be? And this isn't talking about bad calls.
Right.
This is just you could
A
change
play.
the moment.
Yeah.
Lions 2015 no pass interference against Dallas. David Ortiz grand slam in the 2014 ACL. Was it 14 or 13? 14.
14.
ALCS. Robert Horry open 3.
05. Yeah.
And Nick Lidström 09 game 7
09.
near miss, which they should have won in 6 games.
Don't get me started.
But nonetheless, it was a.
This one's not even. It's not hard. They got it wrong.
This is a football city because any one of those 3 outside of the Lions pass interference, that adds a championship to the city of Detroit.
They got this wrong. And do you want to go first, Matt, or do you want me to explode into it? You want to go first?
I'll go first.
Go ahead. You get into it because I bought some stuff.
I know you did. You're loaded. Listen, I know the other 3 were championships, and I still picked that Lions game because it still sticks in my craw. I feel they were robbed that game.
Yeah.
I feel things could have been different. I know they were a wild card team. I heard Adam this morning going off. Adam was great. Jeff kind of slowed him down a little bit. But I remember that game, and I was doing a post-game show with Herman Moore, and I went on the air, and I said that was a robbery. That was a fix. I called it a fix.
Fix was in.
There's no question.
Well, that's when the Dean Blandino got off of Jerry
Jones bus.
limo or bus.
I got completely.
So I got his hand
I had guys like, what do you mean fix? Are you actually saying that was a fixed game? I'm like, yeah, I thought that was a fixed game.
Right.
But as much as those other things killed me, I wanted that win for the Lions. That's how stupid I feel.
Felt like they earned it.
That's a good thing. At the end of the day, the way you said it, it's your opinion. It's how it made you feel. And you feel like they got right, which they did. We all know the fix was in. Like that doesn't happen in sport from time to time. Just go ask the NBA. But this is what I had written down for this particular matter. With the Detroit Lions, they've only won 4 divisional titles in the last 65 years. So that didn't affect what they were going to do. Before that, I just put down some of their records. 2012, 4-12, 13, 7-9. That particular year, 11-5. The next year, 7-9. 2018, 6-10. 2019, 13 or 3, 12-1. The Detroit Lions are going to be the Detroit Lions, whether they won that game or not. And if they did win that game, which they deservingly should have, they still lose next round. And that's so it's over. With the Pistons, they won the year before. They still won a couple good games, good series the years after that. The Red Wings did the same thing. They won the title the year before that. And they still had a couple good seasons left after that. The David Ortiz home run took the soul out of the Detroit Tigers. It took the soul. If you just look at what the Tigers were doing up to that, 4 division wins in a row. Leading up to 06, they were in the World Series. 4 in a row. Like, they were right there. They were nipping at the bud. They were right there. Bullpen was trash, but that's a whole nother story. They were right there. When Torrey Hunter overruns the home run, like, things happen. I've dropped passes.
Joaquin Benoit.
When he overruns the home run and he falls over the wall, you just see the life sucked out of Detroit Tigers baseball, and it has not recovered since. Since that, the very next year, they end up finishing 20 back. The year after that, they were 8 back. The year after that, they were 38 back. The year after that, 27 back. And the year after that, 53 back. They were legitimately trying to match that moment for 3 years. They wasted time. We could have gotten more for Verlander than we did. That destroyed Detroit Tiger baseball. I like where they're at now. They've made the rebuild. Now this is what they should have been 5 years ago. That moment stole the soul of the Detroit Tigers.
Nice going, Bray.
I love it, Bray.
So, I'm sorry, man. I watched that moment. It hurt me.
Look, it hurt him.
It hurt.
It hurt him.
It still hurt.
I will say, I was at Fenway covering the game that night.
Oh my God!
I'll never forget it. There was when you're in a stadium and you could just feel something turn. Even before the home run, I am not in the predicting business,
Right.
but I felt like something was going to happen.
It's like the Sox fans knew something you didn't.
Right. It's like you just felt the tide turning in that game because, like, it's just I have to put the pen down because you take back to that year and you remember what that feeling was like in the ballpark, and when it happened, it was just one of the most amazing moments of my sports life, being in the stands, in the stadium at Fenway Park when that happened. Torrey Hunter going over the wall. I mean,
and the
crazy.
police officer watching him and laughing. You know, the Red Sox came up with a bobblehead for that. The police officer has a bobblehead with Torrey Hunter at his feet in that bullpen. The Red Sox the next year trotted that out.
Man, I remember exactly where I was as well. I had just moved back to Detroit from Miami. I had officially retired. Yes, that was very hard for me to move from Miami back to Detroit, by the way.
Telling you.
But I had just officially retired. I was moving back. I was into DJing, as a lot of athletes get into. And I was DJing my first gig in Detroit, in the metro area. It was at Crave. Crave was a club in Dearborn. Had good sushi, by the way. But and I'm getting sound check together. I'm kind of getting my mixes together, and we got the game going on in the background. Man, when I saw that play, I was just crushed. Like, I struggled with the first hour of my set because I'm just thinking about, oh, he could have caught it. How did they let it do it? Why did you pitch the Big Papi? I was going through the whole mind.
Oh,
it was
man.
Bases loaded, grand slam. I just
friggin' Joaquin Benoit.
Messed up my set,
Hey,
man. Thank you.
We talked to Jim Leland a couple of months ago. It was on the anniversary of Armando Galarraga's imperfect game.
Who, by the way, Greg White YouTubed in, commented. I'm still getting used to how to do this, but thanks to Greg White, mentioned Armando Galarraga as a night he would like to rewrite in Detroit sports history.
No doubt.
Jeff Martin says no Darko.
Oh, yeah, that too. But,
That's my boy. Shout out to Jeff Martin. That's my guy.
But
man.
Jim Leland says to this day that he didn't take Benoit out and go to Coke or someone else. He said, I had Coke ready to go in, and he still can't sleep because of that game. So you're not the only one, Braylon. Jim Leland is on the train.
And that's the guy, man. Side note, you talked about one that wasn't on the list. I think that's for both of us.
Well, yeah, I mean, please feel free to mention this one. We teased it.
Yeah.
So one that's not on the list didn't happen in pro sports, but it happened to something that means a lot to us. Braylon?
Oh, man. November 2006. There was a team from down south that was undefeated, and there was a team from Ann Arbor that was undefeated. And they played in what's called the game.
I was so drunk that day.
You weren't the only one.
Oh, man.
Before, during, or after?
After.
Oh, you weren't
After
the only
was
one,
terrible.
I'm sure. So Michigan, it's what? They're driving. I'm not Michigan. Ohio State's not driving. It's third down. They're about the 39 or 40-yard line, and we're up 4 points. And we stopped Troy Smith. He has nowhere to throw the ball. The secondary, they covered tremendously on that play. They got great rush. They pushed him out of the pocket, pushed him to where they wanted him to get to. He had nowhere to go with the ball. If they stop him right there, then they have to punt. We drive the ball down for as long as we run the clock out, and then we punt the ball back to him. And they have to go the distance to score. Some guy on our team, I won't say any names, gets an unnecessary pass interference. These things happen. And in that moment, we give them a first down. They end up scoring, and we score, and it's too late. Like that play, that Michigan hasn't recovered.
And again, we're not talking about if it was a good call or a bad call. Just
that was a good call.
Is something we'd like to rewrite.
I've got Sterling Sharp on the brain as well. I mean, I was at that game.
I was too, yeah.
My brother-in-law and I, we had bleacher seat tickets, but we wound up second. We ran up on the 50-yard line in the second half, and we watched him come wide open. I mean, everyone saw it but the Lions' defense, obviously, and Sterling Sharp breaks our hearts. And we beat them the week before. We trounced the Packers the week before. They come back into the Silverdome and beat the Lions in Wayne Fonts. Who knows what could have happened then as well. There's so much with the Lions, but how about that one sticking out?
That was disgusting. Yeah, I'll never forget that one.
Things happen to the Lions. A lot of times it's not even their fault. Like it just happens. Like I don't believe in curses, but that's about as close to a curse as it can be. Just look at the Atlanta Falcons game a couple years back where they get the call called against them, and it's like no one, even the referees didn't know that was a rule. I forget what was at the end of the game, 2017.
Yep.
Things just happen to the Lions, man. It's just,
the Calvin Johnson rule for crying out loud.
The touchdown in Chicago. Yeah.
Hey, guys, we're going to take a break. When we come back, man, chill out. You're listening to Ermanni and Edwards.
I think we just did it.
The bottom line, man, chill out. This is the bottom line on Woodward Sports Network.
You know why realtors love using Hall Financial as a lender? Because of our commitment to speed and service. We have nearly 4,000 five-star reviews already. Call today, 248-308-5000, or go to callhallfirst.com.